This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Introduction. Romanticism, Realism, and Modernism are among the most influential literary movements in literature. Romanticism focused on abstract ideas, and realism aimed to depict real-life scenarios, while modernists revolted against the previous writing styles. The impact of these ideas can be seen in modern literature and works such as After the Ball, which showcases a scenario of the Regency England servant's life. This paper will analyze the impact of Romanticism, Realism, and Modernism on modern literature. Discussion. Romantic literature is characterized by several key traits, such as a love of nature, an emphasis on the individual and spirituality, a celebration of solitude and sadness, an interest in the common man, an idealization of women, and a pathetic fallacy and personification. Nature was viewed by Romantic authors as a teacher and a source of boundless beauty. The poem To Autumn by John Keats is one of the most well-known examples of Romanticism. Keats personifies the season and charts its development from its initial appearance following the summer through the harvest season and finally to the conclusion of fall as winter is about to start. A literary movement known as Realism, which began in the middle of the 19th century, emphasized realistic, true, and relevant subject matter as a reaction against Romanticism. The Romantic Age, or Romantic literature, was frequently characterized by magical tales that were perceived by many to be disconnected from reality. In contrast to this, realism was a development from Romanticism into more relatable circumstances and narratives in literature. The utilization of familiar, commonplace individuals and circumstances served as a powerful example of realism in writing. French author Stendhal is renowned for his role in promoting the realist literary movement. Along with other authors, he produced characters and circumstances that were understandable to regular people. In typical settings and eras, middle and lower class people were frequently the center of realism. Subjects and backgrounds of realism in American literature and beyond were influenced by industrialism, history, racism, social mobility, war, and the burgeoning scientific fields of the century. Realism appealed to a wide spectrum of readers since the aforementioned list was symbolic of actual issues and events that people dealt with at the time and are still dealing with now. By the middle of the 20th century, literary realism as a movement had ended. However, it served as an inspiration for later authors who continued to try to depict characters and circumstances that readers could relate to. Next, modernistic literature gained popularity as the 19th and 20th centuries came to a close. Modernism was a revolt against realism, which involved very abstract writing. The authors of the era experimented and employed novel methods. For example, the author of After the Ball uses themes of realism to describe a situation that happened in the Regency England era. The main character of this short story is placed into real-life circumstances, which links this work to realism. However, she also reflects on her life and future in the following dialogue: "What hope do I have for a future? Last evening, I overheard many young women lamenting their limited options for suitable husbands." Hence, this work shows some of the more modern ideas and prompts the reader to think about topics beyond real-life situations. Conclusion. In summary, the three movements discussed in the paper had very different themes and settings, each influencing modern literature. A love of nature, stress on the individual and spirituality, a celebration of solitude and grief, and others are the key characteristics of Romantic literature. Industrialism, history, racism, social mobility, war, and the developing scientific fields of the century all had an impact on literary realism in American literature and literature. Modernism was a revolution against realism and abstract writing. Did you like this Romanticism, Realism, and Modernism in literature sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the free database of academic paper examples at ivypanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs, without even having to register.